So this guy's turned, but then this guy has to wait. I'm going to do a route with lots of hills, and I'm going to show you how to drive on them. Let's go. So even right here, starting off, we are on a hill, and you can tell because when I come off the brake, you see the car rolls back. So to prevent myself from rolling back in the first place, I want to make sure I get my biting point first, and I can tell because the car starts making noise like that, and also the RPMs go slightly higher as well, and I can feel the car vibrating. So let me put my signal on, do my checks. I'm coming out slowly because if I bring the clutch up too high, the car's going to come out too fast. So just around there is enough, and then down a little bit. Keep checking both sides and then down. I want to come out a bit first because there's a curb here next to me, and if I turn too early, I could risk clipping that curb, and some of these are sharp, and if you're not careful you can end up slicing a tire on them. So now this person has to wait for us because it's the giveaway over there, so I'm not going to be too scared. It's keeping it in first right now because it's a nice slow road. We've got the speed bumps here that are very, very bad. If you go over these too fast, it's not going to be very comfortable. And then at the end here, I'm turning left. So I'm going to check my center, then check my left mirror, and then I'll signal left around here. Having my clutch ready, clutch down from around here so that my car doesn't stall. And I can see there's already quite a bit of traffic up here in that road I'm trying to join. So sometimes when there's lots of traffic like this, it's easier because you can just make eye contact with the drivers on this side, and then when you do that, they'll let you through normally. If they're not looking at you, it means they don't want to let you through. So I'll make eye contact with this driver. He's stopping anyway for this car, plenty of time. But just because he's stopping for one car doesn't mean that he's stopping for us as well. So just make sure that when they're stopping for one car, that you have enough time to move as well. If you don't, or if you're not sure, just wait. Okay, so here it's quite busy. And when you go a bit further up, it's going to be hilly as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that because some people struggle with that, going slowly up a hill in traffic. Keeping it in first for now. I can see traffic up ahead is slowing and even stopping actually. So there's no need for me to go into second right now. And then here, clutch down again before I slow down too much. I can put my handbrake on and go into neutral because I can see up ahead no one's moving for now. So there's no point in me having my clutch on for too long if no one's moving. Once I can see the traffic ahead moving, then I'll start preparing myself. So like now everyone's moving ahead. So biting point first, and then handbrake down. I can see there's a car in the right hand lane trying to join this lane. So I'm not going to rush. Give them time to do that. Again, still in first. In these kind of conditions, don't stress out and try to go fast or think you have to go really quickly because there's no point. These guys are going really slow. We're going to stop again sometime soon. So don't feel like, oh my God, I need to hurry because otherwise it looks like I'm going too slow, or people behind me are going to get annoyed. Don't think like that. Just look at what's happening ahead and then decide how to drive based on what's happening ahead. So everyone ahead is moving up, so I can start preparing my car into first. So this is what happens if you don't use the clutch or get the biting point first. Well, right here is quite flat, so nothing happened. But I'm going to show you on the bit that's not so flat what would happen if you don't get the biting point first. Yeah, so here I'm thinking about going into second, but people in front of me are going slow still. And it looks like the light is changing to red, so there's no need for me to rush anymore. And I can see it keep clear on the floor. So now I can see there's enough space, then I can go forward. Before, there wasn't much space beyond the keep clear sign, so it didn't make sense for me to go and block it. So if I don't get my biting point first, okay, start moving up. So now I can start going a bit faster because it's nice and clear now. And checking this mirror, because sometimes people make a mistake of using that lane to go straight. And then checking the speed limit sign as well, it's 30 now. So go through here slowly. This car was waiting there patiently, thank you so much. And we're gonna find somewhere to pull over on the left. Let's do the zebra crossing first, and there's also a bus stop there, so we're not gonna stop there. So mirror, mirror, signal left, and there's a cone there, so I can't stop there. Somebody's blocked it with a cone. There's a parking space here, yeah. No, it's too small, so let's carry on. We'll find somewhere else to stop, but for now we'll carry on. And you notice I'm still in second, even though I'm going above 20 miles per hour, because on a hill here, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but this is very steep. If I use third right now, let me show you actually. If I use third, see the car's struggling a lot, shaking loads, the RPMs are below 1,000, it's too much. If I go into second now, it's a lot smoother. Yeah, so that's why you don't want to gear down too early when you're going up a steep hill. And then I can see 20 miles an hour. I'm going to turn left at the end here, so mirror, mirror, making sure I go past this road first before I signal. Then I'm going to position myself towards the left, checking the right from early. It looks like it's clear, there's nothing coming from there. And then straight away I've got a zebra crossing I've got to deal with, and those guys are on the other side, so I don't have to worry about them right now. And then I can see another sign saying back to 30 again, and this time I'm going downhill, but I can see the car ahead of this car is braking, so that's going to affect us somehow. I'm not going to rush to go towards there, because if I do, especially down here, if I press a bit of gas, you see the car starts speeding up, but everyone ahead of me is braking now because they're trying to control their speed down this hill. Yeah, we've got this car sticking out from the left. I've got priority. I can either let him out or I can carry on. It's up to me, but we'll decide what to do. But I think I'll let them come out. So I'm checking both sides, my mirrors, and then I can carry on. So if you let them out, it's okay, but just don't be stopping for every single person that you see. But if you are already stationary anyway and you can let them out, and you want to let them out, then that's fine. Just don't do it because you're scared. Here we're going to turn right at the light, so mirror, mirror, signal. I'm going to go into second because of the speed, keeping an eye on the light because it might change before I get there, but once I get here, even if it changes, I'm going to carry on. And I can see the green filter telling us that we can turn, which means that these guys have a red light. Okay, so we've got more traffic ahead. So this guy's turned, but then this guy has to wait. So the mistake learners make there is, because one car's turned, they get scared and then stop for the other guy. But if one car's turned, it just means that the other car thought they had enough time to turn in front of you. Don't stop for everyone else trying to turn behind them. Just carry on and be ready for them if they make a mistake, obviously, but don't be scared and stop for them for no reason. Yeah, into first. Biting point, and then smoothly off the clutch, keeping an eye on the light, and then into second, because this traffic is moving kind of freely, but then you can see everyone up ahead braking as well, and the car that's turning, so now there's less space. I'll go into first gear. So there's a lot going on here, but you have to remember when you have priority. So the cars on the left have to wait for us because they've got the giveaway line there. Yeah, making my mirror checks nice and clear. This person has to wait because it's not a zebra crossing. So here you notice I'm just covering my brake here. I've seen lots of learners here use lots of gas. This is not a good place to start accelerating because the space is getting narrower. Yeah, so it's not a good place to start going faster. I'm going to signal left here. checking the right. This car's turning because it's got its signal on, so I can then move. Then I'll cancel my signal, and then this guy has to wait because, again, it's not a zebra crossing. And another thing that happens with learners is they'll see someone behind them, and then they'll get intimidated and start going faster, even though they shouldn't be going faster. Like now, this is not a good place to go faster. We've got cars parked up, we've got cars coming towards us, the space is getting narrower. If anything, you should be braking and slowing down, not going faster just because someone's behind you. And here, I want to be in the left lane, so check my mirror, no need for a signal, and then that way, I am in the correct position, because that lane's only for turning right. Most times you're going to be in the left lane to go straight. So this is downhill, so I can even just bring my handbrake down without the biting point, because the car's going to move in the right direction anyway. It's when you're going uphill that you have to be really careful when it comes to getting your biting point first, so that you don't roll back. Again, so the road is splitting into two lanes. I'm aiming for the left lane. Even though I'm going straight, I'm aiming for the left lane. Let me slow down a bit because it looks like there's a lot going on there. And the light is changing to red anyway. So right now these two lanes will merge into one lane further down, and you want to avoid getting into like a fight with these people on the right, but you want to check your mirror to make sure that they're not going to cut in front of you. And you also don't want to slow down too much because it's just two lanes merging together. You don't have to signal here to like move to the right, it's just two lanes merging together. So the main thing to do is check your mirror to make sure that they're not coming into the space at the same time as you. So we've got this car already kind of poking out a lot. Give them time to turn. So a bit of a situation here where unless this car moves, everyone's going to be blocked. So once they've gone, then I can start moving. So I had to give that lady room to turn, because if I blocked her, then no one was going to move anyway for a while. Let me take the next right, so mirror, signal. Okay, it looks like there's doing some road works here, so I'm going to go in there slowly, because there's a big ramp here. They're digging up the road. The sun's a bit bright here, so I'm gonna bring my sun visor down. Keeping it slow in second because the road is not very smooth. And here, I think this is where they finished digging. Yeah, now I can carry on at normal pace. Sun is still bright, so I'm just keeping the sun visor down. You notice right now I'm not pressing any pedals, I'm not pressing the gas or the brake. Sometimes that's enough for the car to move at the pace that you want. I think some learners think that you have to always be pressing something. They think you have to be either pressing the gas or the brake, but sometimes just without pressing anything, the car will do what you want it to do. But here I need it to slow down, so I'll brake a little bit. And then maybe even go into second, because I want to go nice and slow here because there's lots going on. At the end, I'm going to turn left, so mirror, signal left. So once this guy's gone past into the road, I'm going to check myself as well. There's a nice big gap here, and then I'll make my turn. So So he's turning in front of us, so I'm just going to position myself a bit towards the right, so in case we're slowing down too much, I've got lots of room to go around him. So here, this lane has got its own, or this road has got its own lane here. Don't have to switch lanes to join this dual carriageway. I can just stick to this lane and be part of the dual carriageway. Some of them, it's a slip road, so you have to actually change lanes. This one, you don't have to do that. And you can tell because the lines here, they're not really close together like a slip road. So the second set of lights, I want to do a U-turn. I'm going to come back this way. So to do that, I'm going to go into the right-hand lane from early. And you notice I said the second set of lights because they're very close to each other. So I don't want to wait until I go past the first one to start changing lanes because there's not enough space to do that. I'll move over to this lane, and then by the time I'm here, the next lights are going to be a few meters down the road. So here I can go straight to first. I didn't have to go 3, 2, and then 1. I can go from 4 straight to first. Into second, smoothly up off the clutch, and then on the gas. On these kind of roads, don't be scared of the gas. Use it to go faster. So here I'm going to let people know that I'm going towards the right. So I'm going to signal from here. So if they need to go around me, they can go around me. Or if they're coming towards where I'm going, they can stay behind me as well. Clutch down from here. And then into first or neutral. It's up to you. I'll leave it in neutral. So when you're doing a U-turn, you want to make sure you look out for the signs that tell you whether you can't do a U-turn. If you can't see a sign saying you can't do a U-turn, then most of the time you can do one there. So look for the signs that tell you that you can't, so that you don't get yourself in trouble. Okay, so it's going to red again, so no point accelerating anymore. Start braking gently, checking who's behind me. And then neutral, handbrake. So the idea is to go all the way around and end up back on this side. So now the traffic light is changing to green for us. I'll make my move, and I think the car in front of us is doing the same thing. So I'm just gonna make sure I'll do this nice and wide, checking my mirror in case someone's like cutting in front of me as well. And then once I get here, normally I'd put on lots of gas, but there's lots happening. There's cars turning into my lane. There's also a red traffic light, so it doesn't make sense to go really fast right now. Yeah, so you have to use your eyes and see what's happening before you decide whether to go really fast or not. Okay, so now everyone's moving, checking my mirrors. gradually increasing my speed because the car in front is not going that fast. See, they're braking now. Once they start braking, they might be braking for a good reason, so I'm just going to check my mirror. You see, that's why they were braking, because the car in front of them was turning into that side, into that property there. Okay, so now it's nice and clear. I can go into fourth, staying in the middle of my lane, but I'm still aware who's next to me. So there's a van behind me, another van on this side. That lane is clear on that side. So it's a good idea to know what's happening around you, not just looking ahead like this, because lots of learners get tunnel vision and they're only focusing on what's happening with that car in front of them. But have a good idea what's happening behind and on the side of you as well, so that if you need to change lanes or anything like that, you already have an idea what's happening. And then if you need to change lanes, all you're doing is confirming before you change lanes. So now I'm going to be taking the next left, and I can see the speed limit has changed to 30. So now I'm going to slow down a bit more and then get into second before the turn. Check my mirror, cancel my signal once I've turned. So this road is really bumpy. Yes, just slow down a bit more, and then I'm going to be turning left again. So there's lots of reminders that it's 30 in case you missed any. Remember, if you don't know, or if you keep missing the signs for the speed limit, it means you're not looking for them properly. Start playing a game with yourself and say them out loud every time you've seen one, and that way you're not going to miss them. So it's sunny again, coming up to a roundabout. So I was saying to you earlier, if you don't get the biting point first before trying to move, this is what happens. Your car starts rolling back, and then if someone's behind you, it could be a problem. So to avoid that, always make sure you get your biting point first. So this time, instead of releasing my brake, I'll get my biting point first and then release my brake. That way, you see, the car's always going to go forward. Because everyone's moving slowly here, it doesn't make sense to go into neutral or put my handbrake on. Some people have suggested in the comments that you should put your handbrake on here, but that's going to be a lot of work for no reason. And because it's a mini roundabout, I don't have to signal left to come off here. And all these cars that are on the left should wait for us to come off the roundabout first, unless it's 2 lanes. No, but it was 1 lane, so make eye contact, communicate, so that everyone knows what everyone's doing. Again, you notice I haven't really come off my clutch here because I was going really slow. If I came off my clutch, the car would go too fast for what I was trying to do. I hear so many people moaning, oh my god, you're ruining the clutch. I bet you change your clutch every 5,000 miles. No, let me show you the mileage on my car if I can. Yeah, it's nearly 74,000 miles, and I've been driving like this all the time. This does not damage the clutch. I've not changed this clutch on this car, and yeah, this is just normal driving. That's how people drive. Okay, we're going straight at this roundabout, and if you're too close to the car in front, you're not going to see the road markings. And right now I can see that this lane can go straight, and that lane I can't see right now because it's covered, but that lane is only for turning left, so you wouldn't want to be in there for going straight. Then we've got these cars coming from the right hand side. They have priority. He's moving still. Yeah, and then now I can make my move. And then cars on the left have to wait for us. Same situation again here with the roundabout. I think the right lane is only for going straight, and then the left lane is only for turning left. So I'll keep to this side, keeping an eye on the cars coming from there because they would have priority, but there's no one coming. And then if I'm in this lane, for instance, because normally you're supposed to be on the left, but then you realize, oh, this lane is only for turning left, I can check my mirrors and then position myself in the correct lane. And I'll check this mirror because sometimes people use the wrong lane to go straight.